There it is. We are live. We are live. We are live. You guys come on in. I want to talk to you. Come on. Come on in, guys. Hit the share button. You know what it is. It's a midnight mentorship, whatever you want to call it. I got to get this off my chest quickly. Quickly come in. Come on in. Let me know where you're watching from. Come on in. Let me know who's here. Okay. All right. I see some shares going on. Donna is here. Love you too. Good to see you. J. Patrick Lewis, Happy New Year to you as well. Footballer on YouTube. Good to see you. Thank you. Hit the share button. Let's run it up. Let's go. I got to talk tonight. Samuel Harbin, love you, man. Good to see you. Erica, love you. Good to see one of our members there. Marcus in Dallas. Let me know where y'all are. Come on. Jay is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Kelly in California on the YouTube page. Brent tuning in from Philly. All right, Brent. Jasmine, hey, good to see you. One of our Detroit members. New Jersey is in the house. Fredericksburg is here. Good afternoon, Chance. All right. I'm not sure where you are, where it is afternoon, but we are glad to have you. Tevin in Houston. Quickly hit the share button, y'all. Let's go. I got to share this. Hey, Gabrielle in Conyers. Good to see you. Right here outside of Metro Atlanta. Chance in West Point, Mississippi. Rico in Denver. All right. California Ford. God bless you and Happy New Year as well. Keyshawn. Hey, Levon. Sorry. Ain't seen you in a minute, man. We were saving you a seat. You better come on. Hey, Teresa Matt. Good to see. Happy New Year. Dominique in Houston. Key said, just stay, ride with me for a minute. My eyes are getting heavy. Yeah, Southern California. Hey, Sharon Nash. Jalen Bradley, what's up, man? Maryland is here. Regina, one of our Detroit. What up, though? Yeah, Happy New Year to you. Detroit, Nashville. Quickly, y'all, hit the share button. South Carolina's here. Ohio is here. Hey, Memphis. I want to have a conversation, so let's get it going. Hey, Alexis, good to see you. Roman in New York. Tammy in Fort Lauderdale. South Carolina. Oh, man, I love you. Jamaica's okay. Upper Marlboro, Maryland, as we say. I grew up in Haverty Grace, Maryland. And, yeah, California here. Chicago. Okay, all right. 30 more seconds of this, and then I got to get into it. Charlotte and Hope, Arkansas, and Mississippi. What's up, Philadelphia? Matthew Clemens. Hey, Eris. Hey, good to see one of our Detroit members. Tanisha. Hey, DDPW. I have no idea what DDPWC is, but God bless you in DDPWC. No clue what that is. Jimmy in Georgia. 10 seconds. Denton, Texas. Okay, there we go. Ohio, OHIO. Mobile, Alabama. Happy New Year to you. Ayana in Detroit. What up, though? Another Michael in Detroit. What up, though? Cincinnati, Vegas, Spirit of Truth, Detroit. Good evening. Another one of our Detroit. All right. Good. Angela in Virginia. Okay. Detroit and Houston and Piscataway, New Jersey and Texas, Rhode Island. Everybody here tonight. Okay, good. Listen, we can get into that part or do that part all night. It's always fun to greet one another as we come in and see some virtual faces that we don't always see. Tampa and Dallas, Boston. I love it. What's up, Bishop Williams? Looking for you, man. Louisville and Birmingham and Virginia. Okay, love it. I want you to quickly hit the share button and tag at least 5 people in the comments, if you will. It's about 240 of us in here right now between the different pages that we're on. And I want to run that up a little bit. El LaShawn, that's right, the home team. Sister Bobby, love you in Colorado for now, but we'll deal with that later. John in Mississippi. Okay, quickly. Jeremy, you ain't been to see me yet, man. I am in your city. We have a whole Detroit campus, and you ain't been over there yet. I got church hurt, but I'm gonna be okay because I got a feeling you're gonna make it right. Good evening to everybody. This is what we typically call midnight mentorship, and I'm so grateful that you guys are here. I want to just establish a few housekeeping things, so to speak. Again, if you haven't shared, let's do that. We want to be people that are intentional, right, about spreading the word, especially if it's something that we would consider to be good news. We want to be intentional about sharing it. So please do so, especially, and I do mean especially, if you are in any level of ministry. I want to talk particularly, and it's an open conversation. That's why it's on public timeline. But I want to talk specifically and particularly to pastors and church leaders. Now, these are pastors on any level. If you're a associate pastor, youth pastor, some of us, these new churches, they got pastors of everything. Maybe you're the pastor of custodial affairs. Church I grew up in, they call that the janitor, but maybe you're the pastor of custodial affairs, and we thank God for you. Hey, Rashana, maybe at your church you are the pastor of regress and ingress. In other words, you work in the parking lot. I don't know. Whatever your title is: youth pastor, children's pastor, teen pastor, tween pastor, millennial pastor, Gen Z pastor, whatever it is, pastor of chairs and seating. Some churches call them ushers, but y'all are fancy now, so whatever. Or if you are a leader of any level, I love you, Isaac. Do what Isaac did and hit that share button and let me know that you did it. I need to see some green thumbs up or something, so that I know I got some share warriors over here at Facebook Family Worship Center late in the midnight hour. I want to talk tonight. The reason that I prefaced it with I love you guys coming. Hey. Help me rebrand hospitality. Right. The reason that I want to talk about or talk to pastors and church leaders is because the subject matter at hand, I want to be very direct, very upfront, is a little tricky tonight. It's a little ticky tonight. It's 300 of us in here hanging out tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern. Let's run it up a little bit more. I see the green checks. Thank you, Teresa and Shaniqua and Alfreda. And thank you. I see some green checks. Somebody shared for me, had me on their mind, took the time to share for me. I'm so glad they shared. Jarrell, what's up, man? One of our Detroit worship leaders. Good to see you, man. Now, with that being said, Andrew, thank you. I want to talk about a very sensitive subject matter in the context of church growth and church leadership. So grab something to take notes with, because as you have heard me say, wait a minute, let's thank God for Pastor Anthony Turner. He is the pastor of Two Ply Cloth Control. Pass me the tissue. Thank you. We appreciate your ministry, sir. We appreciate your ministry. Where would we be without you? But get something to take notes with, because this again is a mentorship kind of moment, and I need us, please, in 2025, let's put an emphasis and a premium on the power of mentorship. Okay, why do you say that? Please hear me. Mentorship saves you time. It saves you heartbreak. It saves you money, because here's what mentorship does. Mentorship allows you to turn somebody else's losses into your lessons. Did you hear what I said? I want to say it again. Pierre, what? Oh, man. Pierre, is that producer Pierre? I don't want to mess up the name, man. If so, it's an honor to have you on. We got to get together at some point, man. Antoinette, love you. Did you hear what I said? Mentorship allows you, please get this, guys, to convert somebody else's losses into your lessons. Pierre, if you're still in Atlanta, man, pull up Sunday. I'm going to save you and your family a seat, man. Come on. It's the first of the year. I don't know if you have a church in Atlanta, but you need one. So come hang out with your boy. Mentorship saves you time, money, energy, effort. It allows you to cut across the field because mentorship, for the last time, turns and converts. What's up, Cordarius? Someone else's losses into your lessons. I do not have to touch the hot stove to determine that that hot stove will burn you. Hey, Jalen, one of our Atlanta sons of the church. I don't have to touch the hot stove to tell you that the hot stove will burn you if someone else that touched it tells me, hey, that's not a good idea. Hey, I just want you to know that's probably going to be a bad idea. Well, why you say that? Because I touched it and I had to go to ER, right? Experience is the best teacher, sure, but nowhere did they tell you that it has to be your own experience. Sometimes the best teacher, love you, Mike Lacey, is somebody else's experience. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And so I want to talk from a mentorship standpoint around this idea of church growth, and let's just jump into it. I don't apologize for it, and I'm not going to keep giving the disclaimer, it's God be the glory. No, I'm not going to keep doing that. If you're on here and you can't pick up the spirit of what we're trying to say and where we're coming from, log off. All right, Reggie, love you, man. If you are one of those that's attempting to be intentionally offended or easily whatever, this just ain't gonna work for you. Okay, so I want to say it one good time. Love you, Erica, and love you guys coming in. Love you guys coming in. I'm going to say it one time. Everything that I'm testifying about, everything that I'm talking about, to God be the glory. Okay. Everything that I'm discussing, again, to God be the glory. God did it. It was nobody but him, and he gets all the praise. All right. Now, with that out of the way, I'm going to tell you what he did through us. Okay. We are right now, I'm blessed to be the pastor of a church. And this is why I'm talking about where I'm going here. I'm blessed to be the pastor of a church that in less than 2 years has grown to right around 3,000 members, 4 locations in 2 states. We've been able to do 1, 2, 3 debt-free acquisitions and renovations. What's up, Pastor? Love you, bro. Dr. Manaway, good to see you, man. We've been able to do 3 property acquisitions and renovations to the glory of God. 100% debt free. We've been able to feed over right around 60,000 people this year. We've given away vehicles, right? Well, I guess last year now. We've given away vehicles. We've given away scholarships. We've adopted nursing homes. We've fed the community. We've partnered with high schools and elementary schools. All of these things to the glory of God, right? And we're just getting started. Now, with that being said, and let's jump in. It's about 340 of y'all in here. With that being said, I want to release a pastor. I want to release a church member, a church leader particularly. And I want to tell you that with the resume I just rolled out in a very, very brief one, we gave away $150,000 last Christmas season to keep people from being evicted during the holiday season. And I'm not talking about Disney bucks. I'm talking about cash money through our partnerships and resources, right? We're serious about being the hands and feet of Jesus. But at the same time, we are not a church, listen to me, that is for the unchurched. I feel you clutching your pearls. I feel you gasping. I feel you trying to get a hold of it. Hey, Denise, love you. Trying to do, did he say what I think he said? Hey, Dante. Hey, Missionary Miracle, good to see you. Did he? No, surely he didn't say what I think he just. I said it, and I'm going to say it again. We at Spirit and Truth are not a church for the unchurched. Okay. Now, what in the world does that mean? I want to go ahead and unpack this. Get your notes, get your whatever, get your attitude together, because I need to talk about this. Now, first of all, I want to argue with you for a moment and make sure you understand as a foundational concept, because and I'm not being deep or spooky, but I'm serious. There are some pastors and churches that are getting ready to get free if you will listen to what I'm telling you. Please hear me again. There are some pastors and leaders that are about to be free if you listen and apply. Here's the first foundational truth, though. Please hear me when I tell you that not being for the unchurched does not mean you have not been sent to the unchurched. I'm going to run it back again. Listen to me. There's a very important nuance here. There is a very important nuance here. Hey, Rob, love you, man. There is a very important nuance here. Just because you are not for the unchurched does not mean you have not been sent to the unchurched. Here's the foundational understanding that I need every minister, pastor, whatever you are, whatever you do, everybody share. I need you to get this. If we understand the biblical mandate that we refer to as the Great Commission, if we understand that we have been called, hey, Cousin Luann, to go and make disciples, right? If we understand that we have been called to preach the gospel, to go into the hedges and the highways, then we must also understand that every church, hear me, that is a church has been sent to the unchurched. Okay? I want you to be very clear. If you, minister, bishop, apostle, pope, whatever it is you do, right? Whatever title you have given yourself or allowed yourself to be placed up under, if you lead a church and you're not talking to the unchurched, my argument is that you are not a church at all. Are we here? Come on. I don't see no thumbs up. I don't see no fire emoji. Cardinal, thank you. I love you, Joshua, Pastor Smith. Yeah, maybe you're a cardinal, right? A mockingbird, whatever it is that you do. Okay. I want to make sure you guys are hearing me. Just because you are not for the unchurched does not mean you have not been sent to the unchurched, because as a foundational truth for everything I'm going to build upon, it is crucial that you realize, please hear this again, that if you're not to the unchurched, you're not a church at all. Now, with that as a foundational understanding, because some of y'all, he don't care about the unsaved. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I am telling you again, unapologetically, all of our churches, mine included, are not for the unchurched. Now, what I think must be mentioned and emphasized, everybody share, we're over 400 and something in here real quick. Please, Pastor Tubbs, love you so much, bro. Good to see you, man. Love you and your family. What I believe wholeheartedly, and I'm fully convinced and persuaded God has blessed me, I've been able to, not only, lead Spirit and Truth, which I'm forever grateful for. It is the highlight of my life. But I've also been blessed for 18 years now to be very, very itinerant. I've been blessed to travel all over the world, carrying this cross and carrying the staff and cross of redemption, so to speak. And I've seen so many churches and contexts and different things. Not only that, some of you may or may not know, back in the day, BC, before COVID, I used to host a little get together. Okay. You used to host a little get together in Atlanta. Me and a couple thousand of my closest friends, we would come together for this little thing called Young Leaders Conference, right? And through that platform and through that door, I've been able to meet and have conversation with and share with so many amazing churches and pastors. Dr. Deacon Kenneth Giles, one of our Atlanta deacons, love you so much, man. Glad you're on. I've been able to share with so many churches, so many leaders, so many different views and perspectives and cultures. And I would argue, hey, Monica, that's our one of our administrative team members here in Atlanta. One of the problems that I would argue with or present to you is that the church, and I'm going to be very honest, particularly and specifically the African-American sanctified church. Okay, I'm gonna talk close to home tonight. I think we have a branding problem. Can I talk to y'all? It's about 400 or something of y'all in here across the different pages that we're on. I really, really believe that we have a branding problem. And hear me, the branding problem is to the degree that so many of us, please hear me, are guilty of falling in line. And hear me, when I say branding, I'm not talking about colors and well, that is true too, but I'm not talking about that right now. I'm not talking about logos because y'all love these lions and tigers and bears and Latin words and whatever. Amen. I'm not talking about branding in the artistic sense. I'm talking about branding in the presentation sense. Many of us are guilty of falling in line and in love. Hear me, with ramblings and phraseology and terms that we picked up somewhere else. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, right? We're in love with expressions and phrases and terminology, hear me, that we picked up from another church across town. Come here, not just another church across town, but another church across context. Talking here, Mark Moore. You picked up something from a church that looks good and they've got people there and they've got growth, and they appear to be, financially stable, and they have all of these things going on, right? And you said, man, they say such and such over there. And here's the false equivalency that we make. If I said such and such, then maybe I'll see so and so, right? If I, hey, Bishop Fonzo, love you, sir. If I say what they say, and if I use their verbiage and their lingo and their terminology, hey, Rachel, then maybe I'll see their results. Nothing, friend, could be further from the truth. And the reason that I argue with you and tell you, Pierre, you tapped in, bro. you know where we're going. The reason that let me see, what did I do here? The reason that I say we have a branding problem is because many of us have bought hook, line, and I love that y'all are on here texting me at the same time, and I'm glad that we're hitting something that needs to be said. But many of us have bought into these things, these statements, these ideas that don't apply to us. They don't fit our rubric. They don't fit our audience. They don't fit our location. Come here. They don't fit our mission. They don't fit our particular assignment. Okay. Now, let me give you some examples here, because in order for you to understand what I'm going to say next, you got to make sure you're understanding this. Just because it sounds good doesn't mean it's sound doctrine. And I'm not even talking about from a biblical standpoint when I say that. I'm talking about just sound doctrine for your context and for your church. Just because it sounds good doesn't mean it is sound. Can I say it like that? Some of y'all are on here. Okay, I'm seeing some witnesses in here. I'm seeing some help in here. I'm seeing some amens. And so when we say stuff like, and again, I'm going to give an example. I don't know if I should give you that one because I don't want to offend anybody. I'm not going to give you that one. I'll save that one for another setting, because that one might, amen. But I will give you the one that let's cut right to it. One of those buzzwords, one of those buzz phrases, one of those, hot button, overly branded expressions is this love affair that we have with presenting the idea, hey, Antoinette, we're a church for the unchurched. I can't tell you how many times I've heard this. We're for the unchurched. We're a church for the unchurched. And what's wrong is, y'all are just talking to church people and and we're for the unchurched. Okay, I got it. Now that sounds good. Just like well, no, I'm not going to use that one again because I don't want to offend anybody. All right. But let's just stick with that one. I can make it work with this one. When we say that we're a church for the unchurched, the question, please hear me. If you have not shared, share, because we're about to go somewhere. Somebody said, no more church as usual, isn't it? Yeah. Y'all put them in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. No more church as usual. What exactly does that mean? Right. But specifically and particularly, When you say we're not a church, we are a church for the unchurched, what exactly do you mean? I'm asking you. Think with me. What exactly do you mean? Because here's what I would present and here's what I would suggest. When we say we're a church for the unchurched, what we are often speaking about, please hear me, what we're often doing is nothing more than a cultural assessment. Think about this. Come on, let's reason together. Let's reason. Bishop Little, love you so much, sir. Honored to have you on tonight. Think with me for a moment. We're a church for the unchurched. This is almost always purely cultural. What that means is we don't dress like stereotypical church people because we're for the unchurched. Okay. What we mean is we don't sing songs like these other churches because we're for the unchurched, right? We don't have liturgy or litany like these churchy churches because we're for the unchurched. Here's the biggest one. Here's the biggest one. We don't use a lot of that lingo and verbiage, right, that other churches use because we're for the unchurched. Okay. And let me be very clear. On a very, very surface level, I get and support that 10,000%. I understand it. He that winneth souls is wise, right? You have to catch the fish before you clean the fish. Totally with you. However, what exactly does we're a church for the unchurched translate to once the unchurched have come to your church? Think about what I just said. Now we're going somewhere, so you don't get mad, but let's talk. We're church for the unchurched. Oh no, we don't dress up. No, we don't use churchy terms because we want the unchurched to understand. Got it. But what happens when the unchurched come to your church and say, yeah, I like this? My question is, at what point and at what step in this process do the unchurched become the church? Because may I remind you, I don't want to offend nobody, but I got to ask you, have we forgotten that the Lord Jesus Christ, when he takes that cloud chariot down from glory and cracks the sky, can I remind you, he's not coming back for a kingdom? I done made all the kingdom folk mad. Y'all all right? Don't log off. It's about 450 of us in here. Can I tell you, he's not coming back for a small group? Come on. He's not coming back for a women's ministry or a next gen, whatever. Can I remind you, he's coming back for a church. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's getting quiet. Oh, never mind. I got help. Prophetess Barbara Calloway's, and I got all the help I need because she brought the God of the Bible with her. All right. Love you so much. Yeah. And so here's the question. And we're going somewhere. Share this if you haven't shared it, because I want to free a church. I want to free a pastor. I want to free a leader. He's coming back for a church without spot or wrinkle. And thank you, Pierre. And listen to me. When we present this idea of we're cool because we're for the unchurched, have we not realized, back to the branding issue, that we are unintentionally, we'll say, demonizing church? Hello? When we make it cool and trendy to say, no, we're for the unchurched, what are we saying about the conversion process? Because at what point do I come, get what y'all have, and then become what you are? I am afraid that we have become so seeker sensitive and so, hear me, so accommodating. And I want to be very clear. Let me remind you who you're talking to, or who's talking to you right now. We are, and one of the reasons I love Spirit and Truth and what God is doing in it. Hey, Lachey, I don't want to unchurch you, right? One of the reasons that I love what God is doing in and through Spirit and Truth is because we don't fit in any regular box, right? We are far, far too traditional for the contemporary folk. And we are far too contemporary
We're for the unchurched.
for the traditional folk.
That sounds good.
Right?
Just like,
we're too young for the old. We're too old for the young. We don't fit in a normal box, right? We dress too churchy for some. We're not churchy enough for others. Y'all hear what I'm saying? And yet and still, I want you to hear me clearly, our church is growing at an unprecedented, unexplainable rate. Are you hearing me? They're telling you, you can't have no church growth and you got, get rid of the choirs. People don't want choirs no more. We got a full choir stand every Sunday. You can't make people wear, suits and y'all wear skirts and dresses. Nobody does that. It's hundreds of folk in them services. We have 5 services every Sunday and 6 services on the 4th Sunday. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Everything that is, you can't have a growing church and your services are more than 75 minutes. We be in there. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to leave it right there. Some now, we know, amen. Some services are shorter than the other, but boy, by the time we get to 4 o'clock, let's go. Let's have church. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Every norm that they try to tell you, you have to abide by. Spirit and Truth is the opposite. Thank you. Hey, Pastor Taylor, we defy the status quo. And so when I tell you what I'm saying, please don't think that I'm anti-growth or I'm anti-creativity or I'm anti-harvest, because please understand, we have some of everything that comes in there. I'm going to talk about the Detroit campus for a second. I walked out my office my Detroit office a couple of weeks ago and came in the sanctuary, and I asked one of the leaders, I said, hey, real quick, when did we get a smoking section in here? Because it's hey, yeah, that's a high praise. Y'all don't want to hear me. When did that happen? But you know why? You know why it smelled like that in there? Because we're in that community. We're bringing in every people that don't look like, don't smell like, don't sound like. I don't care. I just need you to get in here because I just happen to believe that the answers for life are in God's house. So I adopted this from Pastor Craig Rochelle. I'll do anything short of sin to get you in here. I don't care. Come as you are. Fluellen, no, yeah, yes, sir, Doc. It was kind of loud in there. Amen. It was kind of loud. I said, when did we get a smoking? Is there a dispensary in the basement? Did nobody tell me about? What is going on? But hey, we're a church in the heart of the city with the city in our heart. And again, I don't care how you come in, just get in. All right. So my man, Pastor Stephen Thurston is in here. Love you, bro. Good to see you. So I don't care. Just get in here, because if you can't come here, we've had, man, look, and I'm talking about Detroit, particularly right now. We have a baptismal pool. Hey, Bishop Hawkins, love you, man. Absolutely. We have a huge baptismal pool in the Detroit. It is the biggest baptismal pool I've ever seen. It is deep. We baptize people every week, and we baptized some children, some young people the other week, and it was too deep for them to stand in the water. Like that. That's how deep it is. I had to baptize them from the step because it was over their head. It is a extremely deep. What's up, Terry? Yeah, there you go. Weed and breakthrough. I love it. What a beautiful combination. Okay. But we had one brother come in and he wanted to be baptized, and he was, amen. And I'm gonna give him life to God. We got him changed up, took brother man up to the pool. He stood at the top of the pool and dove into the pool, the baptismal pool, and started swimming in place. I said, what is happening right now? Does he even know where he is right now? And the answer is no, he didn't know where he was. But guess what? I don't care. Because if I can get you in here, my belief is that God's gonna do the rest. It's my job to get you in. So I say that again. I'm not demonizing create y'all funny. I'm not demonizing, creativity. I'm not demonizing outreach, not at all. But my question still remains. Hear me and hear me well. At what point do we take the unchurched somewhere different? Because here's what I want to say, and this is where I want to free some folk. I need y'all to hear me. Just get there. I'm serious. He went swimming. Now it's deep. It's not long. So he was doing laps. He was in a wave pool, but he was down there. He went swimming in Jesus' name. But let me say, okay, so let me bring this in. Now, let me say this too. He launched out into the deep. Come on, kid. He launched out. Elise, that's our outreach director for Detroit. Am I telling the truth? It is lit in every sense of the term, every week. Okay. But here's my argument. At some point, the unchurched have to become churched. And pause, full stop, before you throw tomatoes at me. When I say churched, I'm not talking about just a brand, right? Deja was a witness. You were there. You saw my brother go swimming in that baptismal pool. Hear me again. When I say churched, I'm not talking about simply just a style or whatever. But at the same time, culture matters. Now, the reason that I say we're going to free some pastors tonight and some leaders is because by presenting this idea of it's best to be for the unchurched, here's what I want to say. And I'm going to lose somebody, but it's okay. I need you to hear me. What we have done is we have unintentionally pushed inauthenticity. Did you hear what I said? And here's I'm bringing the train to the station. I got a blow for you. I got a body shot, and I need you to hear me. What I need us to understand is that by presenting this church for the unchurched idea, we have forced people into inauthenticity, and we have forced them into fakeness. All right, because here's the crux of my argument. You ready for this? Church people need God too. Y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all don't want to hear me. I'm going to say it again. Church people need church too. The reason that I need you to be free, love you, Bishop Bell, love you so much, sir. The reason I need you to be free from this idea that our church is supposed to be for the unchurched is because what you don't realize is that some of you all are trying to force yourself into boxes you don't fit in. And you don't even realize that for your context, for your story, for your background, for your experience, for your lens, maybe, just maybe, the God of the universe that knows, now he's not just Alpha and Omega, he's Alpha through Omega. He doesn't just know beginning and the end. He knows every step of the journey. He knows you, he knows me, he knows them, he knows everything. He knows everybody. And that's why, guess what? He has more than one church. That's why he has more than one pastor. That's why he has more than one preacher. He has more than one man or woman of God, because none of us can reach everybody. Bishop Hawk, talk. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm about to, you're tapped in because that's where I'm going. You have people that need a certain sound, a certain look, a certain feel. And some of you all are missing out on who's assigned to your voice because you're using your voice to parrot somebody else. Here you are walking around built for a suit. You're built for a choir stand. Y'all don't want to help me. You are uniquely designed by God for hymns, right? For congregational. So I'm giving you just that's your strength. And watch this. You ready? This is the freedom. And I feel God here, seriously. There are people in your city that are looking for that. But instead of you being who you're supposed to be authentically, you're too busy trying to parrot somebody else because it looks like it's working for them. Maybe it's working for them because it's for them. You didn't catch what I said. Maybe it's working for them because it is for them. But guess what? Your church does not have to be for the unchurched. Now, hear me. Every church has to be sent to the unchurched, but maybe, just maybe, there are people that need what you do. And can I go further while we're there? Maybe, just maybe, part of your mandate is getting the unchurched in and then converting them, dare I say, to church. Now, again, I'm going to use Spirit and Truth for an example. That's my guy. God. Bishop, 80 years old with overalls and Doc Martens. Or Matt, even worse, he 80 with skinny jeans and a Supreme t-shirt, knowing he has poor circulation. Y'all done stuffed Bishop in these little pants. Talking about we got to reach the unchurched. The unchurched is not coming to that because the unchurched, listen to me, more than they're concerned with dark sanctuaries, more than they're concerned with trap beats, more than they're concerned with, LED and all of that. You know what the unchurched actually want? They want authenticity. Now, I'm a sociologist by degree. Can I be very honest with you? Much of the, we doing it different to reach the unchurched. Much of that is not for the unchurched. Much of that is for jaded church kids that feel like they missed out on something. I just dropped some bars right there. You better pick them up. I don't think y'all heard me. Do you not know that the research says, listen to me, the research says that when actually unchurched people come to church, the research says they don't want it to look like the club, feel like the club, sound like the club. When the unchurched come, according to the research, please hear me, the research says they want it to feel, look, and sound like they remember it when they went with grandma. Y'all better hear what I'm saying. They want it to look and feel different than my normal experience. This is not just an opinion. This is the actual research. And so here you are walking around trying to be something that doesn't fit you because, I'm trying to reach the unchurched. Maybe God wants you to talk to church. Because guess what? There's no shame in that. People that grew up like you, they need God too. And hear me, they need him with excellence. They need a church with signs and wonders. They need a church that's involved in the community and is doing all of these things, but they need an authentic one. Now, please understand, this goes both ways. If you are urban and, hey, I don't come from all that, don't you get up there in a 7-button 2008 Steve Harvey suit. If that's not you, that's not you. Maybe you're called to jeans and denim jackets and, snapbacks. And maybe that's what you're called to. If so, that's fine. As long as it's authentic. But I got to free somebody. I got to help somebody. Deliver yourself. I love you guys coming in. Deliver yourself from just falling victim to common phrases and popular stigmas. No, we're for the unchurched. No, you're not. Can I prove it to you? And I'm going to lose somebody, but that'll be all right. Can I prove it to you? Some of y'all are not for the unchurched because when the unchurched come, you lose your mind. Did y'all hear what I said? I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. Some of you all are lying No, we're from the unchurched. No, you're not. You know why? When the unchurched come, you lose your mind. I've been to churches, and I'm just be very transparent, very honest with you. Y'all hit the share button if you haven't done it. It's 450 of us in here. I have been to churches that did the whole, yeah, we're for the unchurched, we're for the unchurched. And then watch this. A brother comes in with a hat on. And before he can sit down, 3 ushers have tackled him. You got to take that hat off in here. Well, wait a minute. I thought y'all were for the unchurched. Huh? You're for the unchurched? Okay. Well, when that lady came in and her skirt wasn't to her knees, it was barely to her thighs. Remember when y'all wrapped her up in a sheet? Where you get them sheets from? I thought you were for the unchurched. Y'all don't want to hear me. Why y'all getting quiet now? You for the unchurched? No, you're not. Your lingo, your verbiage, your schedule, all of it is for church people. So why keep pushing this contradiction instead of just being who God calls you to be? Traditional people need a place too. Come here. All millennials, Gen Z, centennials, the whole nine, all under 30s, we'll say, because we say millennial to apply to everything we think is young. Millennials are 40 now, and some of them are about to retire. They're millennials that have wives, children, husbands. There are some millennials that are almost grandparents, okay? So young people, will just say, all of them don't want to wear skinny jeans. And again, I'm using that as there's nothing wrong with that, right? But all of them don't want to wear jerseys to church. Some of them want to put a suit on. What? Yeah. And maybe you're called to them. Some young people want to get dressed up. I want to hear a choir song. And guess what? It's okay to minister to them. Because if I change who I am to get them, I have to stay who I'm not to keep them. Teach, Mark. And what we need now is an authentic church. We're on the unchurched. We get them in. Now, again, spirit and truth, I want to say it again. We have had so many, what would be classified as unchurched people, unchurched, dechurched, rechurched, whatever, right? We have had so many people come and join over the last year. I mean, straight out of the community, don't know anything. One of the things that I'm very proud of as a pastor is that we have some people in our church right now that their testimony is, this is my first church ever. Like literally, there's a young man, I'll say his name, Brother Travis. He's found his way in very quickly, and he's learning and training to be, one of the armor bearers and all that. He keeps him close. He helps with different things. We are his first church ever, not his first Atlanta church, right? Not his first church, since I left my home. We are his first church. He knows, and again, this is certainly not a slight. He knows nothing of the lingo, right? When he first came, he had dreads that were dyed red. When he first came, he had a full grill, top and bottom. Okay. Mind you, no one jumped on him. Hey, now you got to go get a haircut. No one jumped. Hey, you take them goals out your mouth. You know what he did? He locked in and he looked around. He said, yeah, this is a little different than what I'm used to. And you know what he started doing? Y'all ain't even gonna believe this. He started making adjustments on his own. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not just talking about, aesthetic things, because, I don't want to make that the issue. Let me see here. I'm working at the same time. But he started making changes in his lifestyle. Why? Just looking around, saying, hey, this is different. But you know why he was able to make changes? And again, I'm talking more so about the internal stuff than just the external. He made changes because when he got in, we made it clear, this is church. People, listen to me. If you really want the unchurched, those that are whatever, they're looking for something different. Dave, you would love him, bro. Monica, you know what I'm talking about. You're there. LaShawn, true story. Sister Bob, he's working with the young people. Why? Because we showed him something different. And some of us are not seeing conversion because we're so busy trying to be unchurched. Let me help you. And this should sound, when you hear it, it almost should say, well, you know what, dang, that does make sense. Church is not supposed to be unchurched. Church is church. What? What does that even mean? Again, that's not just a style thing, because all churches don't do it the same way, look the same way, sound the same way. But if it's authentic, it's still supposed to be different. I'm supposed to get a new set of language. And I'm talking more so about I'm talking about just cultural expression now. I'm supposed to have a new set of experiences and understandings. Church is not supposed to be unchurched. If I want unchurched, why go to church? That's like a restaurant saying, yeah, you know, we're an unrestaurant. I know you came here for food, but we don't do food here. we're not like other restaurants. Well, then you're not a restaurant. Y'all don't have no food? No, that's what all the other restaurants are doing. We don't do food here. Well, what do y'all do? We're different. But you're not a restaurant if you don't have no food. It's like going to a store. Yeah, we don't, you ain't go to a grocery store. Yeah, we're an ungrocery store. We don't sell groceries. But I came here because I need groceries. What? I come here because I'm hungry. I wanted something to eat, and y'all said this was a restaurant. But when I came in the restaurant and sat in the booth, y'all didn't bring me no menu because we don't do food here. What? Well, you know what I'm doing? I'm gonna go to a restaurant that does food, and if I can make the parallel, I don't want to go to a church that doesn't do church. And again, hear me again. I'm not talking about just a particular cultural sound or whatever. Whatever's authentic to your context has to be what it is that you do. Are y'all hearing me? You got it. So let me say this, and I got one more thing to say. I forgot. I should have said it earlier, but I didn't because I forgot. But I remember now. I'm doing something this year. A restaurant where they provide a table and utensils, but you bring your own food. I could have cooked at the house. What are we talking about? What's happening? And thank you. Every restaurant can't be Burger King. We need Ruth Chris too. I think that's a phenomenal comparison, right? Burger King is necessary, but everybody can't be Burger King. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Now, let me say this. I'm doing a cohort Rhythm Spoons Church. Two of y'all said Rhythm Spoons. Yes, sir. But I'm doing a cohort this year with pastors and church leaders. My plan, my vision over the course of the year is to walk with like 200 pastors and leaders as it pertains to growth, best practices, all of that. This exclusive community that I'm going to build this year. God told me to do it, and so I'm going to do it. If you want to be in it, here's what I want you to do. Just real quick so I can contact you when the time is right. See that on the screen? Text pastor to 844-474-0706. Do you all see that? That's what I want you to do. I want you now to text pastor, okay, to the number on the screen. And I want to be able to send you some information about what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. Okay. Now, also, I'll just throw this out there too, because it's late. You've been hanging out with me. Come on, Eddie V's. Eddie V's has some powerful lamb chops. I like Eddie V's. Also, I'm going to throw this at you. You didn't know it was coming, but it's here. I'm talking about culture. That's what I'm talking about right now. Church, unchurched, all of that. I did a whole class on this. Okay. An entire class on growth culture and all of that. And I'm just gonna throw it at you rather. Um, those classes, it's strategy class, growth, all of that. Those classes are like $600. If you text that number on the screen, I'm gonna send you the link and the discount code to get it for $500 off. Dun dun dun. Did you hear that? He that hath an ear, let him hear. I'm not gonna push it. I ain't gonna force it on you because I technically lose money, but I want to be a blessing tonight. And if you want to seize an opportunity, it is the beginning of a year. It is the start of a year. This is not another year for you to be ignorant. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. Please hear me. I do not mean that in an insulting way. Ignorant means I don't know, uninformed, okay, unaware. All right. I don't want you and your church to be ignorant. And I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna lose some of y'all. I don't care because it needs to be said, and I'm tired of this. Let's stop using prayer as a cop out. What to do? That's blasphemous. No, it's not. I said it. And I'm gonna say it again. Stop using prayer as a cop out. Talking about, well, we gonna grow, but we praying. God gonna show us what to do. Some stuff is not about God showing you what to do. Some stuff is about you just putting the work in and doing it. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Listen, some stuff is about you just putting in the work and doing it. Did you hear what I said? I'm just waiting on God to show me. You ain't waiting on nothing. You know what to do. Do it. Don't you remember the servant? Thank you, Jesus. And I got to get ready to stop because I feel preaching coming on. Don't you remember the servant, the one talent servant? I know my master. I know how you are. So I hid your money, and I was scared. The master said, "You weren't scared." He said you were slowful. In other words, you were lazy. What's up, Brian? Love you, man. You were lazy. You ain't want to put the work in. And I hate to say it, but that's where a lot of our pastors and churches are. It's for anybody in ministry. Hey, Pastor Harris, love you. Gabriel, it's for anybody in ministry. Lead pastors, associate, youth, whatever. Okay. All right. Again, it's $600 worth of information. I'm sending it to you with a code to get $500 off now, but you got to go now. Text that number, 844-4740. Text the word pastor. You hear me? Text the word pastor. Bless you, Stephen. Text the word pastor to that number, 844. Let me see if anybody's doing it. Technology is always funny. Let me make sure. Oh, yeah, y'all are doing it. Yeah. Yeah. Enter the information now. I mean, now. Lay members, you need to learn the information too. If you want to know how to help your church grow, how to serve and assist your pastor, do it again now. Text pastor to 844-474-0706. Okay. And I want to send it to you. And then more importantly, even if you don't want the information, I do want to be a part of that cohort. I want to be in that group. There's going to be consistent, ongoing trainings, tutorials. I'm going to be meeting with that group. It's a mentorship mastermind, essentially. I'm going to be meeting with them. I'm going to be introducing and bringing some of my very, very successful friends. Some of my mentors are going to be a part of it. We're going to be sharing best practices, sharing resources, information, all of that in order to literally grow and maximize. And I want you to be a part of it. So again, text that word, pastor, to that number on the screen right now, 844-474-0706. Immediately, you're going to get a response on how to download the information, how to download the courses at an extreme discount. My team is mad right now, but amen. Yeah, there you go. There we go. There we go. Good, 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 good. Yeah. I want you to do it now. And again, I'll be in touch. I'm needing your prayers, soliciting your prayers. We're going through a great deal, here in Atlanta. It's a time of celebration, but it's celebration with tears. We lost our beloved Elder Lawrence Wilburn here at our church. He was a board member, a charter member, a trustee, an elder, and my treasurer at the church. But more than that, he was just an amazing man, husband, father, leader, activist, just a great man, friend, brother. And we're sending him home the right way on Saturday. So be in prayer with us for us. And once I get through carrying our church the weekend, I'll have more information for you. But I want to be able to contact you if you want to be a part. My plan is to only let 200 pastors and leaders in. We're going to be sharing everything over the course of the cohort, for growth, for business, for all of these things. And again, you need to be in it. So I love you all. I'm done, but I say it again. Stop letting these people push you into a lane that you're not designed for. It is okay to be a church for church people. And I'm gonna say something else since I'm getting ready to get off. You can get mad anyway. It's okay. I'm gonna say it. And again, let me make it clear. Not being for the unchurched does not mean you haven't been sent to the unchurched. Okay. But at the same time, some of you all are so stuck on, yeah, we're a multicultural church. We're a multicultural church. For some of you, you are. For some of you all, you're not. And guess what? That's okay. Y'all don't like what I'm saying. Y'all don't like what I'm saying. You let somebody tell you, you have to say, oh no, we're multi. You didn't put international at the end of your name, and you don't even have a passport. You got flags up all over the sanctuary and have not sent a dime to any nation, to any country. Pastor J. Denise Ray, I love you so much. So honored to have you on here. You haven't sent a dime, haven't sent a missionary. Come on, haven't sent a Bible, a care package. Y'all get quiet. Much less to Asia or Africa or India or the Caribbean or the Middle East. Much less, you haven't sent a care package across town. You haven't fed a homeless person on your block. Y'all don't want to hear me now. Dear, we're internet. No, you're not. How would you go into the nations and you don't care nothing about the neighborhood? Uh-oh. Okay. I gotta let it go. Yeah, but you let somebody say, we're multicultural. Guess what? It's okay to say, yeah, we love everybody. Everybody's welcome to come here. But this is a black church. Y'all don't hear me. We gonna sing black people songs. We're gonna celebrate black people holidays. We're gonna use black people verbiage. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? That's okay. Our church actually is multicultural, but not because we're trying to force it. It's because it's organic. We're, again, here's the word, authentic. That, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, that is the word of the day, authentic. If you're not international, take them flags down and change your name. If you're not going to sing international songs, here it is. If you're not going to invest into international budget, stop the verbiage. Come on. No, we're for the unchurched. No, you're not. Because again, I said it earlier, when they come in with their hats on, you lose your mind. Some of y'all talking about we're for the unchurched, and then unchurched folk come in and you won't let them in the sanctuary if they don't go home and you got to put on something else for you coming here. And again, who am I to judge another man's servant? If that's your policy, while I don't agree, you're entitled to it. Just stop saying you're for the unchurched. Stop. But my primary point, and I'm logging off, my primary point is that if that is your reality, that's okay. Church people need church too. Church people need Jesus too. Church people need churches. Church people need pastors. And that's okay. If God has called you, hey, I'm wearing a robe on Sunday. If that's who God called you to be and how he, that's your authentic self, put your robe on and preach that gospel. If, hey, I'm trying to wear this robe and because Bishop so-and-so does it, but it don't fit me. I can't fight Goliath and Saul's armor. I'm a jean preacher. If that's your reality, put your jeans on and preach that gospel. Y'all hear me? Yeah, my context, I can't be in church more than 90 minutes. If that's your authentic self, get in that 90-minute service and preach that gospel. If you say we haven't even got into praise and worship good at 90 minutes. Now I don't agree, but if that's your authentic self, have that long service and preach that gospel. Be who God called you to be. That's not to say that we don't adjust and we don't adapt and we don't, whatever. But at the end of the day, God wants to bless who you are supposed to be, not who you are pretending to be. Be who God, you got it, Pastor Ray. Be who God called you to be. We are all sent to the unchurched, but all of us are not for the unchurched. Because at the end of the day, people go to church for the church to be the church. My closing request, my closing ask is y'all, please, let's be the church. Love y'all so much. If you want the master classes, they're available now. Now, text pastor to 844-474. You can save literally, if you get both of them, you'll save $1,000 tonight. That is insane. I need to change this, but it's out there now. If you get both of them, you're saving literally $1,000 tonight. These are more than that. These are two $600 classes that I'm giving away for $500 off. I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to beat that. It's a new year. Make the investment. I need the strategies. I need the wisdom. If I was just selling you theory and saying, well, I think this might work, please don't buy it. Don't buy nothing I'm talking about. Don't download nothing I'm talking about. But if I'm looking at you telling you, hey, yeah, the stuff in the classes that I'm telling you to go get is the same stuff, literally the same exact stuff that we're using at Spirit and Truth to grow to thousands of people, maybe you should get it. I don't know what else to tell you. Maybe you should get it. Yeah. That was one watch night service. People literally everywhere. How are y'all doing that? I put it in a class. The class is available. Download it now. I want you to have it so bad. Lord, these pictures are crazy. I want you to have it so bad. That's from the overflow. People everywhere. I want you to have it so bad. I'm taking $500 off of a $600 class. All you have to do is make the investment and get it. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That this right here, what we're doing, Detroit is the newest campus. Detroit was full for watch night. The church is just a few months old. How? We're using the tools that I'm trying to make available to you. Love y'all. I don't know what to tell you. I got Ivana say, hey, it's working. We're full every Sunday. The proof is literally you can't, it doesn't get any simpler than that. I'm not telling you what I think could work. I'm literally showing you in real time. Hey, y'all baptized 5 people last week in Detroit? Yeah. Y'all had to put chairs down every Sunday in Detroit? Yeah. Y'all got people having to sit across the altar. Watch night is watch night. But Sunday, we had to put extra chairs all across the altar. Yeah. Bible study is, yeah. How? Text pastor to 844-474-0706. I'm going to send you a link. I took the time to sit in front of a camera. You don't even have to read it. I talk to you. It's a video. It's several videos. Both courses is video. I sit and tell you, this is what you do. This is how you do it. It literally gets no easier. Love y'all. I'll be on here tomorrow at some point. But church, let's be church. Love y'all for real.